Hey guys, Vader Saber 1984, also known as That Drunk Guy and His Bullshit Opinion, here with Wrestlemania 42 Las Vegas review. So without further ado, grab yourself a drink, grab yourself a smoke, grab on your butts, your balls, your boobs, whatever you got, because Wrestlemania and WWE, you did it again.
This is Vader Saber 1984.
That drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Freedom of speech, bitch!
Drunk guy and his bullshit opinion.
That drunk guy and his bullshit opinion.
This drunk guy and his bullshit opinion.
The drunk dude. He thought he was gonna pay us to do you.
All right, guys, if you have not watched my previous video, my predictions for WrestleMania 42, it is right here. All right, guys, what can we say? WrestleMania 42, night 1, night 2 went off without a hitch, I guess you could say. I'm going to do three things. I'm going to tell you where I was right and wrong on my predictions, tell you the winnings of the match and the ratings of the match. Match number 1 for the first night. I was wrong. I did say that Logan Paul, Austin Theory, and I Show Speed would win LA Knight, and the Usos actually won that match. Well, out of that match, I'm going to go ahead and have to give it 2.5 stars. Second match. I was right. That was Jacob Fatu versus Drew McIntyre, and I rate that match 3 stars. Third match was the 4-way women's tag team championship, the Fatal 4. Now, I was halfway right, only being because I said they're probably going to give it to the Bella Twins, who I wanted to win was going to be Bayley and Lyra, and but I said at the end of it that the Bella Twins, and they changed it up. It was Brie Bella because Nikki Bella was hurt, and Paige surprised everybody and came out. Now, as much as that was exciting for everybody, I unfortunately have to give that 2.5 stars. Following that, Becky Lynch versus AJ Lee for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. I was right. I give that 2.5 stars. Next match was Gunther and Seth Rollins. I was right. Gunther won that match, beating Seth Rollins. However, I do give this, which I did predict, that it was going to be a decent match, and I was correct. So for Gunther and Seth Rollins, I give it 4 stars. Liv Morgan and Stephanie Valkyrie for the Women's World Championship. I was wrong. Now, Liv Morgan actually defeated Stephanie, who I did want Liv Morgan to win, but I didn't predict it. So I gave it 3 stars. Last but not least, the main event for night 1, Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton. I was wrong, man, and I think there's a little bit behind this, and I will get that in the end with my notes. But me being wrong, Cody retained, and I give that 4 stars. Moving to Sunday night, night 2. First match. Boy, was I surprised about this one. I was wrong. Oba Finney and Brock Lesnar. Oba Finney went over, and Brock Lesnar retired. But I give this 3 stars. And the only reason I give it 3 stars is because it was just so quick. Moving on. Intercontinental ladder match with Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rusev, JD, and Rey Mysterio. I was right. Penta retained. I actually give this a 4.5 stars. Best match of the night. Next match. I was wrong about Trick Williams. He defeated Sami Zayn for the United States. I give this match 3 stars. Next matchup. Rhea Ripley versus Jade Cargill for the Women's WWE Championship. I was right. Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill. I'll give that 2.5, maybe 3 stars. Maybe. Next match I have is Finn Balor, the Demon, and Dominic Mysterio. I was right. I predicted that to be exactly the way I wanted it. Yeah, I give it 3 stars. And that's just because Dominic Mysterio did take some pain. They did get a little hardcore, and Finn Balor saved the day because Dominic Mysterio sucks. Last but not least, the main event of the evening. This one kind of surprised me. Roman Reigns versus CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. I was halfway right. Now, when I say halfway right, I was like, I want Roman to win, but I wouldn't be surprised if they gave it to CM Punk. But I absolutely don't want him to win. But I gave that 4 stars. Now, as far as my rights and wrongs, you get 5 wrong, but 8 right. Not quite 50-50, but it's a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and say not too bad just for not really watching the product and just taking a wild guess. So I was wrong about the second night not being as good as the first night. There's no wonder they took Jey Uso from being champion and dropped him back down to the tag team. These guys just botch everything. They really do. Maybe the WWE is seeing that these ghetto guys worry too much about their grill and about the intro rather than working in the ring and getting better and more precise. How do you botch a 3D? I'm sure the Dudleys are rolling in their retired asses right now and probably going to give them a couple middle fingers. Now, the Fatu match. Now, here's what bothered me about that. It got "This Is Awesome" chants, and it really wasn't. Them missing hitting each other with a toolbox. How is this awesome when you keep missing clear as day? You're not hitting them. And these dumbass kids that are at WrestleMania, this is awesome. No, it's not. Becky Lynch. I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't good. However, the one thing that stood out about it, other than it being a terrible match, but prior to that, is the band that did her intro was lip singing. Clear as day. The music and the singing started before the front lead man pulled up the mic to his mouth and before the band started jamming. I'm like, oh, you guys got caught like the Chili Peppers at the Super Bowl. Brock retiring. I mean, you can kind of get it with it being his age and being up there. And I kind of hope that they would have put a little bit more effort in that match. I really, really do. Because, I mean, if you're going to no-sell the F5 and no-sell some of the German suplexes, you're just kind of burying Brock, making him seem like he has no power. It's almost like a Goldberg thing. Like he shakes off everything. I would have hoped that Gunther retired him. It would have made more sense since Randy Orton's no longer the legend killer. They gave it to Gunther. I would have figured Gunther, 3 to 4 minute ads after every single match. And some of them were 6-minute ads. I'm sorry, ESPN Plus. I know it only cost me $30 to watch that pay-per-view WrestleMania 2 nights, but I would have rather pay the $69.99, $59.99 for the pay-per-view and not have any stinking ads. I mean, that is just ridiculous. Now let's get down to Randy Orton. I believe in my mind that WWE had it full on that Orton was going to go over and new champ. But a few days prior, he was going out and it got leaked to the internet that he hurt his back. So I'm thinking that they had to call an audible and they were like, all right, go in there, sell the back, but we got to keep the strap on Cody just because he can carry it on a little bit. But I don't know. As much damage as Cody took, legitimate shots. I think the last thing I heard was his orbital bone. I mean, you saw the swelling of his eye. I mean, his cut, whatever. You can stitch that up, no problem. It'll be fine. But that eye, God, man, not to mention that. Why would you give him a punt kick after his eye was already badly busted? I mean, I know you're trying to sell it for WrestleMania, but that right there is kind of insult to injury in my mind. Is Jelly Roll in the beginning. Everybody loves Jelly Roll. Okay, they love his music. But why? He doesn't need to be in there. I get it. Over all the years of WrestleMania, you have somebody in there, whether it's a football player, or Mr. T, or somebody. But you don't have to continuously put him in there. He's been in how many Monday Night Raws, how many SmackDowns, how many WrestleManias now? Like, these guys do not need to be in there. Leave it to the pros. and keep it very seldom that you're bringing him in there, because having Pat McAfee in there, I mean, yeah, he's being the voice, and then Randy just RKO's him when he comes out and doesn't give him a fast count with a neck brace on. It makes no sense. Maybe the neck brace is going to say he won't be on TV. What Randy did to him, it just, something doesn't add up. It seems like there was going to be a change, something that just didn't happen. And I'm willing to bet it's all because Randy was actually legitimately hurt and it just didn't come together right. Let's go to the ladder match. The best match of both nights in my book, giving it 4.5 stars. Penta, man, he was on a roll. Him doing that Mexican destroyer. I remember when it was Petey Williams, the Canadian destroyer, but hey, let's just go ahead and keep it for your country, whatever. But him doing that Mexican destroyer on the ladder, sick. By all means. I mean, they had a lot of really good spots in there, and it was just a sick move. I mean, it looked wonderful. I'm surprised that he actually got his butt and his head to not go through the ladder, and the ladder didn't break. I was like, whoo, damn. But where did Ray go? Like, he was hitting some pretty good spots. You know, he tried the 619 with the ladder in the face, but after he did the dive out after Penta, he just kind of disappeared for a little while. Let's just go ahead and call this Super Kick Wrestlemania. Every single match had a fucking super kick in it. The Usos and the Vision, there was at least 6 to 8 super kicks in that one. Whatever happened to, hey guys, we can't overuse a move. Hey, I'm using a super kick in this match. Why did everybody fucking super kick? Like, y'all are burying Shawn Michaels' finishing move right now. It's almost as bad as when the Rock and everybody else was doing the DDT and making Jake the Snakes look phenomenal, because everybody kicks out of the DDT now. Y'all just, y'all are nerfing awesome moves from back in the day. Stop. Everything seemed slowed way down. Everything seemed like it was slower. Everybody was taking extra time. Y'all might want to speed it up a little bit, because everybody just kind of seemed to lollygag, and there were a lot of holes in the matches. All right, let's go ahead and give this an overall for WrestleMania. Night 1, I'm going to have to give that a total of 21.5 stars. Night 2 had 20 stars out of their 6 matches. So overall, that's 41.5 stars. You divide that up by all 16 matches, that comes out to a 3-star WrestleMania. What can you say? Kind of feel like I wasted my money on night 1 and night 2 and the $30. So ESPN Plus, you're not getting any more of my money. Nope, not until WWE TKO fix this shit. So that's my WrestleMania review. Vader Saber 1984, also known as that drunk guy and his bullshit opinion. Hit a like, leave me some comments, let me know what you think, what you agree, what you don't agree. And if you don't mind, subscribe and share. Till then, till next year. Peace. Watch as a fucking 3D. Really? You're not even using the microphone. You're lip syncing. You're lip singing. This is bullshit. Why did I pay for this?